Hello everybody. I put a video a few days ago about these Social Security scammers, and then a day or two after that I called the number. Phone's been disconnected but being investigated. It said from these people call and claim to be Social Security Administration, but the phone number comes up overseas, India or somewhere. They got a call center they set up to scam people. Like I said, a lot of that information was gotten from the dark web, and that's when these companies have data breaches, like the Equifax one and others. They put your information on the dark web, or they're making money on it. So I don't care what Equifax says, that nothing was, all them people's, all their identity information, name, social, date of birth, address, driver's license number. They're fighting in court. The lawyer's saying that nobody information was compromised. They're trying to dismiss the case. So that's a bunch of baloney right there. It's a bunch of bull. You know what I mean? These companies are so greedy. You wonder why they make their money. You need to put a freeze on these companies and don't even deal with them. You know what I mean? You should be living off credit anyway. It just tells you in a pandemic, it seems like every 10 years or so, there's always some kind of recession. It seems like it's a cycle every 10 years. If you're living off credit, you're going to lose everything you got. And you know what I mean? So if you got a house and you lose it, the bank done made decades of money off of you, and then they sell your house. They repo it, foreclose or whatever. So you should be dealing with them companies anyway. I made another video where there's several different reporting agencies you need a freeze on there. There's more than just the main 3 credit bureaus. There's like about a dozen or so. I made a video about that, and I have in my screens, you can see all the companies you need to put a security freeze on there because your information is not safe. A lot of people wait till something happens down the road, then they do something about it, then it's too late. You know what I mean? These credit bureaus, they don't care about you. You're nothing but a profit to them. They can care less. You know what I mean? And they got everybody looped in this crap about a FICO score. You know what I mean? They loop everybody in, and really that FICO score means nothing. You can still get denied with an 820 score. You know what I mean? And someone told me having a high score like that, you're considered a risk, a big risk, and you'll get denied. So banks ain't making money if they're giving you 0 interest or a 2% interest or not. They want the people with the lower credit score so they can make money. That's why they deny people with a high credit score. It's not a guaranteed approval anyway. You know what I mean? 40 years ago, they didn't have a FICO score. 2 goobs decided to come out with some kind of a score to create greed. Now everything you do is based on your stupid FICO score, which I think is a bunch of garbage. You know what I mean? Because they're looping everybody in this credit score bull crap. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of garbage. When you get older, you realize it's a bunch of garbage. It's trash. You know what I mean? Bunch of bull crap. You know what I mean? Borrow money, borrow. That's all that is. And all you do is making the banks rich. You know what I mean? Look at the big 100-story buildings they're in. You know what I mean? Guess who paid for all that stuff? All the people living off credit. You know what I mean? But I'm going to call this company. I'm going to call them back. So I think they got a new phone number. And they called me. They called me a few minutes ago. And they got a different phone number now. So these scammers are back at it again. I'm going to call and see who it is. You know what I mean? I'm going to call them and see. See here. Because they left me a voicemail because I didn't answer. It came up scam likely, call my caller ID. It said scam likely. So let me see here. It went straight to voicemail. So it had to be them scammers calling me again. Yeah. It had to be them scammers calling me. Let's see here. I gotta find it now. There it is right here. I'm calling them here right now since I get their... Here you go. I'm calling them right now. I bet you it's a new scam. Same area code. Same area code here. See if it's a Social Security scam.
The number you have dialed is being investigated for unlawful use or other fraudulent activity.
Okay, so they're calling me...
The number you have dialed is being investigated for unlawful use or other fraudulent activity.
So they call me...
This is a recording.
The
call will now disconnect.
Yeah, they're calling me from... Yeah, they called me from that number. Yeah. Yeah, they called me from that number around about an hour ago. Almost an hour ago. 9 something. Almost an hour ago, they called me from that number. Apparently, you can't call in anymore. So, apparently, they're at it again with that number. I'll give you the number again. Give you the phone number. It's a 916 area code, 603-2031. 916 area code. I think it's California. 916 area code, 603-2031. Now, back to all this identity theft. If you want to opt out of them credit bureaus selling your information, there's a pop-up here, right here. You see this number right here? You need to call that number and opt out all them companies selling your information, because, like I said before, you ever get the mail offer saying pre-approved and all this? All you gotta do is sign it and you'll get the credit card or loan or whatever. The credit bureaus are selling your information to banks. Okay? Then their data brokers, actually, that's how they make money. They sell information to each other back and forth in exchange for hundreds of thousands, if not millions or billions of dollars selling information. That's how they make their money. You need to opt out of all that garbage. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They shouldn't they shouldn't be selling everybody's information, personal information that they cannot keep safe. Like I said, when they have them data breaches, them credit bureaus or data brokers, they're not held accountable. It becomes your problem. They don't care. Of course, they'll send you a $3 check 5 or 6 years from now. Whoopee-doo. $3, you know what I mean? That Equifax data breach, they put a thing on the internet that the lawyers already got paid, and they're laughing all the way to the bank, while the people are getting like $6.80 or something 5 or 6 years from now. You might not even get it at all, because they're in court fighting it. About a year ago, they put a hearing on YouTube, and the attorneys are fighting all that garbage. You know, they want the case dismissed. All that 158 million people's information was all over the dark web, your entire identity information, and they say nothing was compromised. That's a bunch of garbage. That's how greedy those credit bureaus are. They're a bunch of greedy people. They can't keep your information safe. 52% of the files are inaccurate, okay? Then they turn around and tell you hard inquiries are negative marks. So every time they pull your credit, that's a negative mark. You can get denied for that. So it's a bunch of bull crap. The whole credit thing is a bunch of crap. You know what I mean? This is what I did. I froze all them companies, okay? All of them. Not just the major 3. If them people are telling you freeze a major 3, they're ignorant. They don't know there's more than 3. They're very ignorant. They kept on saying in them videos, you need to freeze the 3 credit depositories, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. There's much more than that. Like I said before, they can go online and get a phone, a $2,000 phone in your name, and they got your information. They can order online, and they pull from a small bureau, not the big, but they're owned by the big companies. But don't think, I got the 3 major credit bureaus frozen, I'm good. No, you're not good, because they'll try to pull from the big ones first. If there's security freeze on there, they'll pull from the small one, which is not frozen. You got to freeze all of them. Don't think you got the 3 major credit bureaus frozen that you're good. They're small ones, you have to freeze them. Even though they're owned by the big company, they're separate. They're not together. You have to freeze all of them. Like I said, I put a video on my channel that explains all that. I got on my screen all the companies. Some of them you got to do by mail and send them copies of your ID and utility bill. It's got to match for them to do that freeze. Do a permanent freeze. Opt out for them selling your information, and put a fraud alert on there, because everybody's information is on the dark web. Everybody's. Yes, yours too. There's a video on YouTube. The guy was on the dark web. I think it was on one of the news channels, and he got on the dark web, and the guy said, my information's not on there. He typed in his name and his social, date of birth, and address. Everything came up with it on the dark web. Everybody's information is on the dark web. Nobody's special here. I hear people say, that'll never happen to me. Ain't nobody special. You know what I mean? Nobody's special. Your information is on the dark web. So if you have them credit bureaus unlocked, you know what I mean? You might be good for now, but down the road, when John Doe files that false tax return in your name, you're in trouble. It comes back on you. it becomes your problem. Not them data brokers. You're nothing but a profit to them. They don't care. Trust me, they do not care about you. Okay? All they worry about is that green money, 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 money. Okay? You're nothing but a bad apple to them. You go right in the trash can. Huh? Trust me, they don't care. Equifax does not give a crap about nobody. Why do you think they're in court fighting to dismiss that case? 150 million people's information is on the dark web. Identity information, social security number, date of birth, address, driver's license number. All over the dark web where somebody can buy it for $3. And nothing was done. Nothing was compromised. Everybody's fine. Well, whatever. I know it's on the dark web. Because everybody I know did a dark web scan. 1 out of 10, all their information is on the dark web. So, that's bad. It's bad when your information is on the dark web. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people don't care, but when something happens and somebody comes knocking your door, you go to jail, it becomes your problem. You got to pay lawyers. And them data brokers don't give a shit about you. They're not held accountable. The way I put it, if they're not held accountable, lose my information then. Get my information out of your database then. That's what I tell them. You're kind of forced for them to have your information. Another thing too, some companies pull your credit report to verify your identity. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what that is. You know, they verify your identity through a credit bureau, which is a bunch of bull crap. You know what I mean? I'm sick and tired of this garbage. You know what I mean? When you get older, you realize it's a bunch of garbage. You know what I mean? Man, you know what I mean? Looped in his FICO, FICO created this and became billionaires over a stupid number. And everything you do is based off your number. Your car insurance is not based on your driving record. It's based on your stupid credit score. Bullshit. You know what I mean? You get a job now, it's based on your FICO score. Debt is based on your debt payment history, your debt, how much debt you're in. I mean, it's a bunch of garbage. You know what I mean? Comment below and subscribe and like my channel. It is a bunch of garbage. You know what I mean? 40 years ago when you got something, they just looked at your credit bureau report. Made sure you're making your payments. Now they put all these numbers in there to create more greed for the lenders. That's all that number did, was create greed for the lenders. Okay? And, like these insurance companies like State Farm, they're thinking they're a bank now. They pull your credit score for auto insurance. I say, hey, I'm not getting a loan. I'm getting insurance. Well, if you got bad credit, you pay more for interest rate, right? Same with auto insurance. If you got a bad credit score, you'll pay 3 times the price. So basically they're saying that a person with bad credit will pay $300 to $400 a month for car insurance because they're a risk factor. People with bad credit scores file more claims. Well, that's a lie. That's a lie right there. It's the other way around. People with the high scores file more insurance claims. So, I don't know. That's crazy. And the way the insurance companies are now, they used to give you a check to get your car fixed. Now they give you a check with the auto body's name on it. So, because a lot of people were taking the checks and not getting their car fixed and keeping the money. Now they're doing the direct opposite. They give you the check with the auto body's name on it and your name at the end. Both of you got to sign the check. So if you try to file a claim thinking you'll get the check made in your name, nope, they don't do that no more. They put the auto body shop's name and your name after that. That way they know the car gets fixed. And you're not going to take that little $1,000 so or whatever it is and spend it on a new $1,000 iPhone. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that phone number's they're still calling from that number. I don't know what's going on. But remember, opt out of the credit bureaus and get all them frozen. My other video, I got it all on there where you can freeze everything. Not just a major 3, but all of them. There's one called a Novus. They bleed off Equifax. Yeah, I got Equifax frozen, but a Novus ain't. You can call them up over the phone. Watch my other video down here. You scroll down there and see it. And I got all the information about all them data brokers. Freeze all that garbage. They'll send you a PIN number in the mail. Okay, to unfreeze it. If you're going to use them in the future, keep them PIN numbers. If not, just got a shredder. Shred all them PIN numbers. Don't deal with them companies. Bunch of garbage. The worst ever. There's so many of them out there, and they keep on creating new data broker companies every year. They're going to have so many data brokers out. No wonder your information is not safe. When your information gets tossed around like that, your identity information, it gets in the wrong hands. You know what I mean? I'm going to start using your information. During this pandemic, they said a lot of people had found out that someone filed unemployment in their name. You see what I mean? You need to freeze all that. You know what I mean? You need to freeze all them companies. So I wish some credit bureaus do something about soft pulls, because even if you have a freeze on there, they can still do soft pulls. They need to do something about that too. That's kind of scary. You know, you got a security freeze on there and companies are pulling your credit. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Well, there you go. How about today is a Wednesday. Okay. September the 9th. 9th already. Yeah, time's flying by. Supposed to get hot today. Yeah. I figured it'd be kind of cool out, but now we're getting humidity in the 90s. 95, 96. It's terrible. That's why I'm doing this early. It's 10:15 here. So, okay, there you go. You have it, guys. So if you have any questions, just comment below, and I'll answer them. All them data brokers frozen. Opt out of them selling you information. It's all on your screen. You need to freeze all these companies on this list. And look where it says mail. Mail, 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 mail. You got to mail them out. You go online, print out the form, or call them, or fax them, or whatever. So you'll be able to find the information if you go to the website. But there's some you have to mail your copy of your ID, utility bill. It's got to match your address. It's got to match your bill and your ID. They tell me you want a permanent security freeze. Like I said before, don't think you got the 3 major ones frozen. You're good. You need to freeze all of them. They're all separate companies. You know what I mean? You're not good. So, okay. Like I said, like and subscribe my channel, and hit that like button, and leave a comment if you need any questions about anything, okay? Because I did a lot of research. I found the guy who used to work for a credit bureau, and he taught me a lot of information, okay? That's why I know, okay? Okay, you guys have a good morning, okay? Like I said, subscribe, like my channel. Any comments, I'll respond back. Just shoot me a comment if you got any questions about anything regarding all them data brokers, okay? Because I got all the information, okay? I had to do it to mine because my information was all over the dark web 15 times a month after that Equifax data breach. And people were calling me, harassing me. They was even sending me fake bills in the mail. Fake bill collectors calling me. Yeah, they're going to come to my house and all this. They had my information when they called me. So I gave that phone number and the company, so-called company name, to an investigator. They called me back a couple of days later and said they're all scammers. They got your identity. And I knew it was from Equifax. I knew it. You know what I mean? And they want to send me $3 or $6.80. And I called the claim administration office. They said, oh, they're fighting in court. You might not see that money for at least 5 or 6 or 7 years from now. Boy, the lawyers already got paid. That's crazy. Yeah, it's a bunch of garbage, like I said. Don't deal with these companies. They can't keep your information safe. You know, and a hard inquiry is a negative mark. Really? Hard inquiry, they pull your credit, see a couple hard inquiries on it, they can deny you for that. Yeah, they're negative marks. So whoever thought of that was a bunch of cuckoo in the cuckoo head. You know what I mean? They're nuts. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It just tells you the whole credits thing is nothing but trash. Trash, trash, trash. Okay? When you get older, you realize that's not but garbage. You know what I mean? Bull crap. Like Dave Ramsey said, a credit score is an IO debt score. You should have a 0 credit score. Yeah, he's right about that, but everything you do is based on that stupid, dumb, stupid FICO score. And you know what I mean? They're coming out with all these FICO models. Now they're coming out with a 10, and it's supposed to lower your score even lower. See, that's what the greed for the lenders. They're doing this new models every year or so to get your score lower, 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 so the lender can charge you more, 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 more. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of garbage. It is. I'm telling you. I'm glad I don't deal with none of that crap. I froze all them companies, and in the shredder it went. All of them. All of them. Screw that credit garbage. Bunch of trash, man. I'm telling my kids the same way. I put it in their head. Don't let these companies get information. Don't go to a bank and open an account up. Because as soon as you open your account up, the bank puts information from a data broker and they start selling your information right then and there. That's how it starts. When you start fooling them banks. Them credit bureaus really don't have your information when you're young. When you start applying for things and they run your credit, then they start building files on you. Yeah. When you get car insurance, they pull your credit. When you're young, don't have a credit. When they put your information into that credit bureau, now they create a file on you. Now the jackass has got your information. Now they're all happy like, oh my God, we got a file here. We're going to start selling it. Ha ha ha. That's what they do. Dumbasses, man. Dumb. Yeah, my kids are not going to deal with this credit crap. Trust me. I'm already telling them right now. You're not dealing with all this credit crap. I really don't want to freeze their credit because then I'm giving the credit bureaus information. Then they got a file. Okay? So when I call them up and give them the information they put in their computer, they don't have it because they don't fool with credit because they're like 18 years old, 19, and 20. If I give them information, then they got it. Then I know they can't keep it safe. If something happens or they have a data breach, it becomes your problem, not theirs. You know what I mean? They laugh at me on the phone when I complain about it. They're like, ha ha, sorry about your bad luck. This is from Equifax. Ha ha, sorry about your bad luck. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And they hung up on me. That tells you right there, don't deal with them. Especially Equifax. They're the worst out of worst out of worst out of worst. They're paying Congress and lobbyists to ease regulations on data breaches. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. Right, tells you they're a bunch of crooks. Bunch of crooks. You know what I mean? And they're fighting it because they don't want to spend money. That's their profit they got to spend now for data breaches. Dismiss the case. Dismiss it. Nothing happened. Bull crap. Bull crap. Bull crap. That's why I sent my information to a lawyer. All my information is on the dark web, and I showed him all of it. All of it. You know what I mean? It took him 2 years to respond back from the Attorney General from Georgia. 2 years. You know what the response was? He's got a credit freeze on his credit report. His Equifax credit report. That's what it said. Told him, the complaint said my information is on the dark web. People use my information. And they responded back 2 years later. He's got a credit freeze on his Equifax credit report. It's not just credit. See what I mean? People think it's just credit. They got your identity. It's more than just credit. I'm telling you. Fake ID in your name. File false tax return in your name. Unemployment. Somebody can get unemployment in your name. They can get an ID made. Somebody get pulled by the cops and give them your name. They can get, with the way technology is, they can get an ID in your name with your name on it, their picture, your information on it. It's easy to do with technology right now, I'm telling you. The IRS, you can go to the website for victim identity theft. You can go on their website and print out a form, mail it in, and they'll send you a PIN number. You need to put that PIN number on your tax return, or else they won't even file it. They won't even process it. You need that. That's a good thing to do right there, because anybody can file a false tax return because it becomes your problem. They'll have somebody come and knock on the door wanting to arrest you, but somebody else did. You know what I mean? The feds be knocking on your door and say, hey, somebody filed a false tax return. You put that PIN number on there, they can't. If somebody tries to file a false tax return in your name, they won't even process it without that PIN number. So I would do that too. So it's not just credit. Don't think, well, we got to freeze the credit bureau reports. Well, you need to freeze all those companies, not just the 3. You need to call the IRS and get on the line and print out a form, mail it in, and get a PIN number. So there's a lot of work to be done. If you're going to wait on Equifax to do anything, you'll be waiting for the next 100 years. They don't care. They don't care. It becomes your problem, okay? They don't care. They'll send you a couple dollars. It's over with. They don't care, okay? Don't wait for free credit monitoring. Brought to you by the people who just got hacked. Well, that's a bunch of bull right there. You see what I mean? Bunch of con artists. I call them con artists. You know what I mean? They're even located overseas. That's another reason why the data breach probably happened. Got our information all overseas in India and China or wherever, all overseas. When you call them up and ask where they're located, they'll tell you they're offshore. They won't tell you where they're at, but they're offshore. They're in India, Pakistan, with your information. Yeah, they're not in America. Trust me. When you make a phone call, when you call that 800 number, it gets called forward overseas. Yeah. and they have access to all your information. More than likely, they're working from their house. Yeah, they write down your information when you call them. Your information is not safe. The reason why these companies do that overseas, because in America, they got to pay them $15, $20 an hour with benefits, insurance. Why not just do them overseas and pay them $2 or $3 an hour with no benefits? That's the cheapest route, because we're a bunch of greedy bastards. Profit, 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 profit. That's all it's about. That's why right now it's a sign of times. All this going on right now, all these shootings, the violence, the greed, says right there, it's a sign of times. Time is near. It will just get worse. Okay? Plus, the Bible says the borrower is slave to the lender. So if you had a 30-year mortgage, you get tired of making that payment every month. Property taxes. You never own a house. Even if you 30 years or 15 years, paid the house off, you still got to pay taxes. If you don't pay the taxes, they'll come and take your house. So the house is not yours. You know what I mean? Either way it goes, you're paying a mortgage, paying insurance, paying taxes. It's not your house. You know what I mean? Something happens where you don't pay them taxes. Sheriff comes knocking on the door and say, hey, we're going to repo your house. We're going to auction it off. We're going to sell it behind your back. You need to pay them taxes. Taxes took over to slavery. Everything you do, you pay taxes on. License plates, okay? Payroll, you work, take taxes out. You got a house, taxes. Everything you do, you go to store, buy stuff, taxes. Taxes took over to slavery. That's what I say. You know what I mean? It's true. Taxes took everything you do, you got to pay tax on. Everything. That's crazy. But yeah, there you go. You guys have a lovely afternoon now. Yeah, it's afternoon. Okay? It's Wednesday, September 9th. Like I said, if you got any comments, just comment below and I'll help you out best I can. I know a lot of information, okay? About data breaches, information on the dark web, and all them security freezes. And don't hire a company. Don't pay a company $50, $30 or $28, $29 a month for identity theft protection. Because if you freeze all them companies I told you about, you ain't got to worry about it, because they use the same companies. When I tell them about them companies you got to freeze, they're like, oh man, he knows his stuff. And they get all mad with me. They don't know. See, a lot of people don't know about all them small credit bureaus, all them data brokers. I do. I did the research, okay? I don't pay them companies. And if them companies have a data breach, then you're a victim again. I mean, LifeLock had a data breach, I think. And they're owned by Equifax, I think. Or they give money to Equifax or something like that. I don't know how it works, but yeah, they had a data breach, but I think it was email. You know, another thing too, Experian has Experian Boost. You got to put your account number in their boost thing to get your score boosted. If they have a data breach in your checking account or savings account, all that information gets compromised. It becomes your problem, not theirs. They'll tell you, sorry about your bad luck. Don't be giving them people in your information. That boost that says it'll boost your score up a few points. Remember, that credit score means nothing. You can still get denied. I've seen people walk in a car dealership with an 825 score and get denied. So, and then someone told me, yeah, an 825 score, oh yeah, that's high risk. You're high risk because you got a high score. Well, banks don't want to deal with you because they're not making any money on you. The lower the score, the more money they make. They're going to charge you 20% interest, 30% interest. With a high score, they ain't making no money on you. Oh, I don't feel like dealing with this clown. I'm not giving him no 3% interest or 2% or 4% or 5%. Denied. Oh, he's got a hard inquiry in his report. That's bad. That's negative item. He's got 2 hard inquiries for the past year. That's negative marks. Denied. Don't deal with these companies. I'm just tired of it. And these new cars, the guy walked in for a 2020 Chevy Tahoe, $100,000. They offered him a 10-year loan on it. I'm like, no way. So basically, these new cars nowadays, they want you to have it's like a mortgage. You know what I mean? $900,000, $1,200 a month. It's like a damn mortgage payment. You know what I mean? And then you think it's bad, wait till next year. They're going to want to give you a 12-year loan or 15-year loan on a damn car, which goes down in value. So you drop the lot, it knocks off 20 grand. If I drive a car off the lot and try to just sell it back to them, it's like, well, it's already got negative equity. It's only worth $80,000 now. But I paid $100,000 for it about an hour ago. Nope, not now. It's only worth $80,000. See what I mean? Don't get no new car. No. I have young guys call me all the time. I just bought this car. It's brand new and it's already starting to fall apart. I said, I told you not to get it to begin with. I told you they're trash. They fall apart. They put all them cheap Chinese parts on those cars, especially General Motors. I think they're moving to China. Every part on there has got Japanese, Chinese writing all over it. The parts are very, very poor. You buy a General Motors car, it's like, as soon as you buy it, it starts falling apart. It's pure quality garbage. The quality is downhill. Okay? They're all about profits, not quality. Profit versus quality. Okay? Cheap parts, $100,000 for the car. It falls apart a month later. Everything starts falling apart. The interior, the doors won't open. Broke. Poor quality. Do not fall for a 10-year car loan, or don't even get a new car, period. Try to get an older car if you can, because they last longer. These new ones are getting cheaper and cheaper by the year. You know what I mean? They are. Guy just bought a Toyota, and he told me a couple months after he bought it, the battery was bad. He got stranded in a 2020 Toyota. Yeah, they had to get new batteries. See what I mean? Even the Toyotas, they're figuring it out. If we make high quality cars and they'll last for decades, and then we can't sell more. So their old quality is getting a little downhill a little bit. But not like General Motors, man. I'm telling you, they're bad. Pure quality garbage, man. The quality downhill. Oh my God, you would not believe. Man, garbage. You know what I mean? Then when this pandemic happened, I had people call me like, I got a car, a brand new car, and I worked laid everybody off this COVID-19 pandemic. Now I can't make my car payments. Well, they had commercials on there. 6 months, no payments. You never know what's going to happen 6 months from now. This damn coronavirus can last another 3 or 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? To loop you into getting a car so they can make their money. Get a brand new car. I don't think so. Never again. I'll never buy a new car. Hell, last time I had a brand new car was 40 years ago. Yeah. I learned the hard way on that. And back then, you know, the average payment was like $100 some a month on a new car. Now that when the greed got there, it's like they want to make it where you got a mortgage payment on your house, or car payment. Your car payment's more than your mortgage, is what I'm saying. That's how they're making. Well, we'll give you a 10-year loan. Well, next year it'll be 12-year or 15-year. Every year the car goes up. The quality goes down, prices go up. We're building a Chinese car. They don't even make them in America no more. They make them overseas because they make them overseas to cut out cost. We're not paying nobody in America no $30 an hour with benefits. We're going to make them somewhere else. Cheap labor, cheap parts. But we want high dollar for the car. Way. $100,000 or better.